What's up guys, this is Astranox. It's time for the showcase of Command Model Laika. So I have her at 15 skill ups, and this is a hero that has different things going in her kit. She's got sleep, 75% chance, speed down on the skill number 3, an attack that hits everyone, puts immunity on your team, 2-turn reduction on the soul burn for 10 souls. That's actually pretty nice if the battle drags on. She's got a skill 2 that I really like because it's calling an ally into a duo attack, giving that ally attack buff and putting target debuff on the enemy. So that is a pretty massive damage increase right there. And it's great to just take the enemy apart. And the skill number 1 got combativeness, push for herself 15% and a random ally. So I have her built on speed set and hit set. And she requires a lot of stats, guys. That's something that you need to understand. And I'm going to be talking about pros and cons about this hero, right? In terms of stats, a lot of effectiveness on her. I really want to try to land that sleep, that, you know, that speed down and the target debuff. That's pretty important for me because I'm trying to use all that stuff, put all her kit to good use. Even the damage, I'm pushing the damage with attack, you know, crit damage, and quite a bit of speed. So all these stats, it's really rough to actually get stats like these on every single piece. As you saw my gear, it's pretty crazy, right? So yeah, now the artifact, I'm going for the Guild War Unity artifact because I like to have some hit chance against evasion based heroes. You guys know about Green Violet. Green Violet is he's a headache. He's definitely a headache in a lot of situations. So if you can increase your hit chance to actually land your attack versus evasion based heroes, that's definitely going to be pretty sweet. Now versus a fire hero, you're gonna be missing only 30% of the time instead of 50 with 20% hit chance, so that's also nice. Okay, so in the first team here, what I really like about this team composition is that I got some sustain with Angelic Montmorency. Like everyone can have Angelic Montmorency built, right? And then you don't need to have Commander Lilius. I also use Fairy Tale Tenebria. You can be using different heroes that are able to remove immunity set from the enemy. I mean, you could be using Bazaar, Benevolent Roman. There's different heroes that are able to do that. So that's one thing, right? You could even have Faithless Lytica, right? Like if you want to push your combativeness and remove like that immunity, that could be definitely a viable option. So as you can see, I have a very hard single target damage dealer. And that's definitely something you want to have on your team because you know that you will be calling that ally into a duo attack with her skill 2. They'll get attack buff. The enemy will hopefully get target debuff on them. So basically they are taking 15% more damage, and also their evasion gets reduced by 15%. So that's pretty solid versus an evasion based hero because, well, they lose the 15% evasion. And it makes it so much easier to land attacks against them. So I really like that. More damage from the, you know, the attack, the damage increase portion as well. And also it's a non-attack skill, so you don't need to worry about landing your attack with that skill number 2. Pretty sweet. Now the sleep though. The sleep is a 75% chance. It's not 100, right? It's an earth hero, gotta worry about fire heroes, gotta worry about evasion based heroes, hence why I went with the hit chance on my artifact. I mean, you could have Oath Key, you could have her on a support build, you don't need to go for the damage, that's the thing. She doesn't have the greatest of base speed, what is it, 114, so you cannot really open with this hero, and you don't even wanna like open with this hero because she needs someone else, she needs to rely on someone else to take the immunity buff off of the enemy team. So that's the problem with this hero. She doesn't have it in her kit, like Sage, Bell, and Sezen, right? The skill number 2 of Sage Bell removes a buff, right? 100% chance, and then it's 85% chance to put their whole team to sleep. Like it's a chance per hero, right? So that's very strong. And to be powerful, for the hero to maybe become meta, let's say, they would require something like that. They would need to be able to be self-sufficient and would be able to handle by themselves immunity on the enemy, you know, reduce buff duration by 1 turn or remove 1 buff, something like that. But she doesn't have it, right? She's not a limited hero, so you don't need to, you know, worry and really like go for this hero. You don't need this hero. If you like her design, because her design is really cool, right? Really nice, you can go for her, but you need to have a lot of resources, a lot of Covenant Bookmarks, because you don't want to miss, you know, the limited heroes, because those heroes are the one in a lot of cases that are overpowered, that are like broken, right? If they're not, they're gonna get buffed later down the line, and they will eventually be. But this is not a limited hero, so that's why you shouldn't pull for this hero, unless, like I said, you really like her design. So yeah. Now, other things is that, of course, the 15% innate resist. Not only you have to worry about 75% chance to sleep, you gotta worry about 15% innate resist, which might just mess you up. Now, there's also multiple layers of resist that can happen. You got your hero that deals with the immunity set, right? What if they got hit with the 15% innate resist and then they couldn't remove the immunity from the enemy? Even if they have 300% effectiveness, no, the game doesn't matter, it doesn't care. You'll get resisted, right? So if that one layer of RNG failed, they still have immunity, you cannot put them to sleep, right? Or maybe you took out their immunity, but the sleep at 75% chance didn't trigger. It was at 25% chance. Or maybe you were supposed to land the sleep, but then 15% innate resist kicked you in the balls. So there's different problems with a hero like this, especially a hero that is not self-sufficient, with the removal of immunity from the enemy team by themselves and then putting the sleep on them. I do like the 2-turn reduction of cooldown with the skill 2, I mean the skill 3 for 10 souls. That's strong in a long battle, and I feel like if you build her with some offense, you can do some control, but don't, like, you're not gonna be banking on that control, right? You still have the damage portion of the hero, so you're gonna be able to soften them up. You manage to land a sleep, 2 sleep, 3 or team-wide sleep, that's great, but worst case scenario, there's 0 sleep. That's really bad luck, I would say. But if you manage to land 1 or 2 sleep, that's already pretty decent, depending on the rest of your roster. I do like to bring some sustain in the team in case things don't go too well, so I can keep my heroes alive, right? And Angelic Momentary seems to be doing pretty good. Now, you definitely need to deal with their immunity, right? So that's why I bring Commander, you know, Lilius. And Zahak, he just provides so much single target damage. He's not a meta hero, but his kit is pretty solid. That's the thing. Now, you probably want to bring a different single target damage dealer. You don't want to, like, have Laika built for damage and effectiveness for control, and then have a single target damage dealer on the same element as her, because then if they decide to bring some fire heroes in World Arena, you're going to be having some problems. So you might want to go with a different single target damage dealer. So there's going to be different team compositions that she's able to fit in. But then, like, what if you want to bring her in a bruiser team? Then maybe you know, you build her more tanky, more health, more defense, high effectiveness, good speed, so she can cycle fast, she can follow up your, you know, your dispeller, your stripper, right? Because you're trying to remove their immunity. Then, you know, Laika goes and hopefully puts some heroes to sleep. And then you're going to be banking on that skill 2 pretty heavily. So you should be bringing her with, you know, an attack-based bruiser hero, right? Because you want to call that hero, you want that hero to be scaling off of attack, because they're going to be getting attack buff. And yeah, they're going to be hitting pretty hard. And if you're able to sort of like take heroes out one by one, you're going to have some pretty solid offensive stats. That's the thing. You need to make sure that your skill 1 on that attack-based damage dealer, it needs to be solid. It needs to deal, like, have an extra multiplier. Like with Zahak, the target is buffed, he's dealing more damage, and it's quite a bit of damage. Quite a bit more damage that he's able to do. Let's say I bring like green Charles, then maybe I have a chance to trigger skill 1 into the skill number 2, which is pretty devastating. The problem is Charles skill 3 attacks everyone. So it would be better if you bring a hero that really has only single target attacks, because it will defeat the purpose of having sleep. You don't want to attack everyone and get them out of sleep. That's a big no-no, right? Like, if you want to bring PYLOT because she's such a powerful hero, and then you want to bring her because you want to counter some non-attack skill, you want some free damage, that sweet free damage, Well, you don't know when the enemy is going to be using their non-attack skill, which is going to trigger an AoE attack, which means that if they're sleeping, they will be woken up, and that's bad. So that's another issue with using Laika or any like sleep-based control hero, right? That's sleeping a whole team. Hopefully, that's the thing. Maybe you don't get that lucky. So yeah, she's a ranger. She does have access to quite a few ranger artifacts that can definitely help your team. You know, you're trying to buff stats, Warhorn, you bring in Midnight Bloom. You're bringing Sash Itain, so you get some combatness push every time you take out one target, making it so your whole team is able to like go more often, so you can finish them up faster, right? So that's definitely some viable options. But I definitely do like the hit chance increase, and for longer battles like a Cursed Compass is going to help you on turn 1 for the effectiveness push, but in a long battle you kind of want something like a passive, a permanent increase in damage like the Guild War Unity artifact. But since she's not going to be like a meta hero, I don't think she should be wearing the Guild War Unity artifact. That should be on a hero like, let's say, my Zahak. It'd be better on him, right, than a Portrait of the Saviors. You would have some hit chance, which is great because then he's going to be able to have a better chance to land his attack versus an evasion-based hero. Now, Oath Key is definitely a viable one. And you could even put the Stealth artifact on her. That could be good, especially if you have her on a support build. And even if you have her on a damage build, that is definitely a great survivability increase right there. If you get outsped, they can't knock you out of stealth. It can definitely help quite a bit to have something like that. There's some other artifacts, of course, but yeah, like she's a fun hero, nice design, and to be honest, with the team that I'm going with, since I do have Conqueror Lilius, she can deal with a lot of teams. She doesn't have many cons at all. That hero, she can fit in so many different team compositions. It's pretty ridiculous, and she can. Well, it's not reliable 100% because you have to worry about the resist, but she can shut down an Angel of Light Angelica, a Soul Weaver, a Cleanser, skill 3 into the skill 2 with the Resurrected Provoke. 1 turn, 2 turn if you Soul Burn. Feels really good. Fairy Tail Tenebria. There was a battle where, Fairy Tail Tenebria did the Resurrected Provoke against the whole team, and then the team actually went, right? And then now it was the time of Laika to go, and then she landed Sleep. I think it was on the whole team. So right there, it bought me 2 turns. That was pretty ridiculous. And I was able to start to pick them apart. And some of the enemy's hero will be slower than others, right? So when you have a hero like Conqueror Lilius, you can just do the Resurrected Provoke on the hero that is about to go. The other ones, well, you can deal with them, right? If you're able to land some Sleep with Laika, good. If they're about to go, you single target those heroes if they don't have any sleep on them. So yeah, I really like the damage increase of the skill number 2, and it will be calling the hero that has the highest attack, so it's very strong. So you could have a slow hero that hits really hard with some pretty solid survivability, and it could work pretty well actually. So yeah, pretty decent hero, definitely fun, but not a must pull by any mean. But that's it for this one. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all ya do. Peace out for now.